if you just relax, when have you ever surfed good when you're just stressed out and to take it too serious? It's no fun. If you're not having fun, most likely you're not surfing good. And when you're not surfing, it's not that much fun. So maybe if your board's not turning, step back on it a little bit more, or move up, or
Ah, yes. Welcome back to the show. 2019. Had a little bit of a break there. The fires that ripped through Malibu did throw a spanner in the works in all aspects of life. So glad to be back now. Back in Malibu. Back surfing, back coaching. And actually a trip has just been penciled in. Looking to be confirmed soon, but here's some early bird notice. There's a surf coaching trip in Nicaragua, and it is with Taylor Knox and Matt Griggs. Like a dream trip. Surfing with Taylor Knox, being coached by Matt Griggs. I am going. I am looking forward to it. It's been hosted by Malibu Popoyo. It's a 5-star resort. Check that out, malibupopoyo.com. And the trip itself, it's not finalized yet, but it's looking like it's going to be on the week of the 15th of September. So plenty of time to organize. Those that are seriously interested in surfing with Taylor Knox and being coached by Matt Griggs in Central America, then send me an email. I might be able to get you some early bird tickets. That's mike@surfmastery.com. Also check out the resort. Looks pretty rad, actually. malibupopoyo.com. There will be links in the show notes. And once the trip is fully confirmed and everything, I will announce that and spread the news on that trip as well. But if you are serious about it, do let me know. But I think these tickets will sell fast. My guest in this episode is Matt Arcbold. Archie. Legend. Archie has a new project, Archie's Garage, which is a line of clothing. If you're an Archie fan and you like his style, go and check out archiesgarage.com. That's Archie, ARCHYS, garage.com. And please enjoy my conversation with Matt. So you've always been hands-on.
Yeah.
Like you're a hands-on guy. And like with the car, you said you've like the ongoing project.
Yeah, my car.
Is that? I mean, how did you learn about how to fix it up? Did you have a tutor, or were you just jump in and learn as you go?
I kind of learn as I go, but I've had a lot of friends that do or hot rods and motorcycles and stuff. So I've always had cars, and I built a couple of motorcycles in my garage when I was a lot younger.
From scratch?
Yeah.
Wow.
From the frame up basket cases. I'll go and look in the paper or whatever. Back then, that was 30 years ago or something, and I would just buy out of the paper they call it a basket case, which is like a frame, a motor, and then you just kind of go to swap meets and pick out. It's super fun, it gets kind of addicting, and then just piece it together. Kind of have to know what goes where and what. But
and how did you learn that?
Just this one friend of mine, we call him Biker Daryl. He helped me out with that, and then he helped me build the first one. Then I built a second one doing that, just by learning from him, and just as he teaching me kind of hands-on. Never went to school for it, but and then from there I just kind of learned. I do a lot of reading and manuals and stuff, and then people coming over and helping me and teaching me just from friends.
And and as far as rebuilding that vehicle, was that the same kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly. It's second motor in there, but the first one I had the original flathead in it, and I yanked that out and had it all rebuilt and put it in myself and tuned it all up, and then I blew that motor up. I overheated it, but then I got this new motor, and then I had it put in. This guy Bob Miller put it in, and then I drove it for a while, and then spun some bearings and ended up having to take them out and put new bearings in. And my buddy Tom Philibar, helped me with that, and then it's from there. Just recently, just had it tuned up. A friend of mine, this guy Drew, helped me with it, and we just fine-tuned it just about 3 weeks ago. And now I'm kind of cruising it every day. I just picked up my daughter and her friend from school.
the hands-on kind of learning attitude, is that how you became so good at surfing?
Yeah, because that's what I kind of trip out these days because I see people getting taught how to surf, and then they all have coaches and do all this kind of stuff. And when I wasn't really taught how to surf. I just see what people were doing, and went out and caught a wave, and my brother would say, he'd give me a tip or something, and then I remember catching my first wave, and then kind of from then on, I just kind of had to figure it out myself. I didn't have anybody coaching me or telling me what to do, or I look at a lot of pictures in magazines and then just kind of feel it out, and I'm leaning too far forward. I'll have to lean back, maybe shift back on my board, just kind of think it out and kind of visualize what I wanted to do.
But how did you know you were doing something wrong? Did you have people filming you? Or?
No, nothing. I don't know. That's a good question. I think by the feel of it, if I always knew if I went go fast, and things look better if you go fast, most things. And so, that's a really good question. I don't know. I think by just picturing what I was looking like, I think. Because I remember trying to, I'd see pictures of Shane Horan or Rabbit Bartholomew or those guys back in the day. And I loved loved Rabbit's style and Shane's style. And then Martin Potter came out, and of course, he just blew everybody away in my eyes. And so I would kind of have him pictured. I'd kind of pick in my brain somehow, go, I wonder what he would do, but then do it my own way. I don't know if that's understandable, but I don't know. It's just a feel that I get, Still today, I have that feeling. If I do a cutback and just one little thing's wrong, I'll go, oh man, I blew that, And it's just been something that's been in me for my whole time I've been surfing. I know when something feels right and something doesn't. I guess it's something inside. When something's right and wrong. When you do a good turn or something and it feels just right. I guess to answer your question, I guess that. If it felt right to me, I guess that's how you get your style, maybe. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. But it's usually people will get confirmation of the feeling through footage and photos, which you probably got later on in your career.
I did. I got at first I got photos and stuff, and some I liked and some I didn't. Some I go, oh man, my hands are in the wrong place, or But then you can't really. How do you?
When you started seeing footage and photos, it sounds like that was more refining what you already were in tune with.
Yeah, and it didn't really change. I don't think it changed anything, even if I did see a photo. I wasn't concentrating on changing my arms or my style or anything at all. I just think everybody has their style, and I think these days it's lacking. The style, because everybody's doing the same thing. So I think there's a lot of, because to me surfing is it's a lifestyle, and it's expressing yourself, and in the way you surf. And back in the day, there was all these pro surfers like Mark Richards, John Thompson, like I say, Rabbit, because everybody had their own style. And these days, it's lacking the soul and the art of surfing, because everybody should surf the way they want to surf, And I think the coaches are kind of hurting that, And I understand it's for the competition and what everybody wants to see, but let them sometimes it's you get used to someone's style and they go, wow, that was cool, it's just different looking. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't. I kind of went off on that tangent right there, but I just think it's lacking right now.
I agree with you. It's good to teach people perfect technique so they know what a good bottom turn should feel like. But once you got that feeling, then add your touch to that.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a cool thing. Everybody should look different,
But if we go back to what you said about the feeling.
Yeah.
And you said if you did a subpar cutback, you felt it.
Oh, yeah. Even if it was just one little part of it.
Yeah. What do you feel? Like a loss of speed?
Yeah. We're say on a roundhouse, I'd come up and do a bank. And, when you're reading the wave, I know where I should be at to get the most like the rebound off it, and if I didn't come back all the way back up to where I would need it, or just a little bit, it could someone else might not know, but I do. I don't know how to explain it, but it's so. But someone will go, that was sick, and I'll go thanks, but in my head I'll go, God, I could have just done that much better. But I think that's what keeps surfing so exciting, because no two waves are exactly the same, and it's so addictive, like, oh, I know I can do it better. I know I can get a better wave. You always are trying to get that better wave or that do a turn better, and and I'm older now, and I'm still trying to do that. I don't think if it ever changed, I probably wouldn't. Yeah, it would be boring. Exactly. So that's where surfing just gets me. Because I know there's always room for improvement. So I just love that part of it.
That need for speed, and then speed is like the feedback, right? If you can maintain your speed,
Yeah.
then it probably looks good, and you're on rail.
Yeah, it's going fast and powerful those are huge in my world. I mean, you could do a nice slow cut back, but then when you bank around, you want to kind of snap back and around. A friend of mine said that to me a long time ago. This guy Jimmy Hogan. He's like, man, the faster you go, the better it looks. And then it's always stuck in my head, like, everything looks better, faster.
Yeah, I mean, you're known for
Yeah.
one of the fastest surfers of all time.
Yeah. So.
And you obviously like fast cars.
Yeah. Built for speed.
Yeah.
That's my tagline, pretty much.
Do you think that you see things in slow motion?
Yeah, it could be. Because when I'm on a wave, everything it doesn't go that fast. It's maybe I do. I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah.
to put that in my brain and think about it sometime. Yeah.
Do you sometimes look at surfers that are going slow, but the expression on their face looks like they think they're going fast?
Yeah, totally.
Whereas
Yeah.
you're kind of the opposite. You're like flying, and you
Yeah.
just relax, and visually you're taking everything in, and
Yeah. I know. The expression. Surfing magazine back in the day, I think they had a funny expression part, like where they close up on people's faces. I don't know if you remember that. They do funny face shots of people thinking they're just blowing the tail or ripping super hard, and their faces are just the funny faces. Yeah, but
yeah, Rob Baines started putting photos of himself like that.
Did he?
On his Instagram?
That's rad.
It's actually pretty funny.
What is he? What's he up to?
He's Grandmasters champ now.
Really?
He just won.
Oh, he won?
The Azores, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So there's Masters and there's a Grandmasters?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. I think over 55 is Grandmasters,
Okay.
I think.
And then there's a Masters too, yeah?
Yeah. I think that's over 45.
Okay.
I have to look that up. But
Yeah, I don't even know.
yeah.
That's cool.
It sounds like you learnt a lot of your surfing from watching others.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't have videos back then. I mean, we had surf movies that would come out maybe once a year if we were lucky. But yeah, I watched. I studied a lot of photos because that's all we had was the magazines. And then when we finally did get some videos, I'd study them pretty hard.
Yeah. Would you try and stand in front of the mirror and put your body in those positions? How deep did you dive into that?
Yeah, I would do that. I would just, skateboarding, a lot of skateboarding. I still do it today. You get on a skateboard and pretend like you're surfing. We have a Carver board. Those things are so sick for that.
Yeah, they are.
They're so fun.
You still skate?
Yeah, I still skate. I'll skate. I'd go up to. Just recently, I went up and see my nephew Wiley over at this place and where he works, and he had a little half pipe up there. I'm like, oh, this is sick, and just jump on it and start grinding. And but I like that. I mean, but I won't get super into it. But little mini half pipes and that's fun.
Yeah.
I don't think you're ever too old for that.
Yeah.
It's hard not to when you see something like that. And you're like, how could you just not do that?
Well, you mentioned that surfing's kind of addictive.
Kinda. Jeez.
It is.
Yeah, very. For me.
How would you describe your relationship to surfing nowadays?
Nowadays?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Same as when I was a kid. I just love surfing, and I'll just pretty much think about surfing all the time, trying to get to the ocean of that when I get some time, free time, which is, I surf. I'll try to surf once a day at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Is that? Do you think just keeping that level of froth is that what's given you longevity?
Yeah. Just, I think for the love of surfing, I always surfed because I love it, and I didn't really look at it like a job. I think a lot of these guys look at it more like a job and a way to make a living, and which I probably should have, but I just do it because I love surfing. I love everything about it. Like the ritual of just getting ready, prepared to go surfing, and getting psyched up, and being in the water and just feeling it. Like it's like when you jump in the water, you just instantly turn into I turn into a kid again. It's just so. It's like the fountain of youth for me or something. Just weightless and just everything. I don't know. And the salt water, I love salt water, and I don't even like to rinse it off me when I get out of the water. Some people are freaks about it, like, I got to get the salt water off. I love it. I'll let it dry on me, especially in Hawaii, where it's clean. But yeah, just everything about it. Just testing new boards, just looking at boards, and just I don't know, just going to the beach, just saying everything about surfing. I really love, and that's why I think that I'm still doing it today, and I'll do it as long as I can.
Yeah, well, you're still doing it at a high level too.
Yeah, try it.
It's like watching you and Taylor when you went down to Birds, and that a couple years ago.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, you guys are ripping those boards.
Yeah, that was hard. That was fun. I wish I had another go at that because I think I could get more into it. I kind of caught me off guard a little bit, but yeah, it was definitely fun.
Why did you have such a fascination with off the wall?
Well, I think because I grew up here in San Clemente, there's a lot of beach breaks. It's a lot of fast-moving waves. So I think like off the wall is like pretty much a beach break on steroids. So I was just kind of used to it, and the beach breaks you have to be really fast, and you have to kind of when it's bigger and find your way to paddle out and stuff. And I don't think a lot of people want to deal with that, And I didn't mind dealing with the poundings and the longer paddle outs because you're getting pounded, and because if you knew where to sit and what wave to pick, you're going to get the wave of your life, And I just it was a lot of it had to do with back doors, and it was so packed all the time in pipe that I just I'm gonna just when it was bigger, I'd go down off the wall and just wait it out, and there's always those waves that were going to come in. That just when everything lined up right, it was gonna, and you just had to wait it out and be up the knowledge to pick that perfect wave.
So off the wall is not so much about the shape of the reef. It's looking for the right wave that's coming in that's going to give you a corner.
Yeah, the direction of the swell, and just Hawaii is always like shifting around but you got you can kind of it's hard to explain, but you can kind of figure it out. And when you do figure it out, which wave, when it's coming in and it's lining up, what wave is going to be good and which one's not. So the more time you spend out there, just like anything, you know which one's going to be good. And a lot of people, they go out there to get pounded. And I figured it out. It took me a long time to where, I know where to sit, I know where to paddle out. Depends on the different swells, if it's the north, northwest, or northeast, right? It depends on the swells that where to sit, and different. Just by looking at it, I can tell. Oh yeah, okay, and I know where to go today, where to paddle out today. So there's just so many variations of it. It would take a lot to explain.
Yeah. It sounds like you're very detailed focused.
Yeah, super. But it's hard for me to explain those details, but they're in here in my brain. But yeah, I pay a lot of attention to that kind of stuff. Well, you have to. I mean, especially when the waves are huge, and you're like, it's like life or death. Some of those situations, and it's knowing how to get out of those.
Yeah, because I'm sure you dealt with a lot of gnarly wipeouts.
Oh yeah.
Trying to figure out
Oh yeah.
And that's a skill in itself, right?
Yeah.
Is learning how to fall and how to wipe
fall.
out.
Yep. How to get through those sets, like when you're paddling back out and timing your, like, just the whole breathing and breath and in between. I mean, it's gnarly.
Did you have any gnarly injuries from that learning curve?
Just the wear and tear over the years. I've had a couple of back surgeries and just like, almost blacking out a few times there. And it's, yeah, I mean, just none that stand out from off the wall that I can think of. Not, I mean, of course, just cuts and stitches and stuff, but I think all the compressions and poundings, that's what my wife says, at least. I say it's from carrying heavy stuff around the house, but she says it's probably couldn't be those poundings that off the wall from my back, because over the years my back has been giving me a hard time, but I think I got it figured out now.
Yeah. How did you figure out that?
I got a good doctor,
Yeah.
Dr. Volksher. He put me back together a couple times. I had it was kind of scary. I had I don't know if you ever heard of drop foot. It's like my back was hurting, and next thing you know, I was dragging my foot, and I was like, God, I got to go to. I used to go to Tim Brown a lot, and I called him up and I told him what was happening. He goes, oh no, he just goes, hold on, I'll call you back. And I'm like, what? So he called me back and told me to go to this place called Spine. I think it's called Spine or Disc Spine. And so I went to them, and they diagnosed me with a drop foot, and so they got me in a surgery like next day.
Wow.
So there was like a chip in my cord, and it was just thrashed. It's hard to explain, but so they figured it out, and I was out for about 4 months. It was like a herniated disc and a couple other things, and then I was back in the water in about 4 months, and then I went straight to Hawaii and I redid it. So I had 2 surgeries within a year, in less than a year. I was like, so he said one, then I rehabbed it better this time because I kind of rushed it last time, and then so. After I rehabbed it the second time, he did this stuff. He like grinded some bone or something and sprinkled it. I don't know. It's like high-tech stuff. And so now, knock on wood, it's been holding up, and it's been, I think, 3 years now. So I'm pretty solid.
Yeah. You got some exercises you do just to maintain, or?
Just a lot of work around the house. I'll do like a lot of gut wheel stuff, and I just do a lot of like ab core stuff. I think that's the main, and then try to stay fit, try to get overweight, because I think that has a lot to do with it as well. And a lot of surfing, yeah, and swimming. I do laps in this pool a lot.
How fast does the hot rod go?
That thing, I don't know, 100 and probably 10 maybe. I haven't driven it that fast, but I just like doing burnouts, like loads in my driveway. I don't know if were you already here when I came in?
No. I
You
just
showed
pulled
up?
up when you saw me. Yeah.
I always when I pick up my daughter, she lets me do like one burnout every time. So my poor neighbors, I'll just stop at the bottom there, and I just see how far I can do burnout up my driveway. But she loves it. Now she loves it. She goes, burnout. But I'm just waiting for my neighbors to say, "Could you have to do it every time?"
No one said anything yet.
Nah, they're all pretty. These neighbors are cool.
Yeah.
My neighbors are cool, but
pretty relaxed town.
yeah, San Clemente is pretty cool. I mean, we're pretty good. We're not that loud here, but I think that burnout, maybe they'll get used to it.
So when you say you're still trying to get better at surfing,
Mm-hmm.
what does that mean? Like,
I don't know. I just still try to get better. I mean, there's always room for improvement, Yeah, because I'll fluctuate. I'll go up and down. It's like lately I've been I've been starting to get more back into airs, For a while I wasn't doing them because everybody's doing all these spinny things. So I think just lately I've been trying to focus more on just doing some like straight airs instead of those, everybody does those spinner things. That and My small wave surfing probably, because it took me a while, because I've only been back from Hawaii for, what, 4 years now?
Yeah.
It kind of took me a little bit to get used to the smaller waves and beach breaks again. Just those fast little.
Yeah, surfing small waves is hard.
It's way more work goes into it. I mean, once you get bigger waves, not big waves, but bigger waves down, it's easier than small waves. It's just so much work. I think it's more wearing on your back and your everything. But I think I've been trying to improve on my point break surfing. So I go down lowers and that kind of stuff, because I haven't been. I didn't surf lowers that much growing up, but I think I can improve on that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So you're getting back into airs.
Yeah,
That's inspiring.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's kind of fun. For a long time, because I broke my leg a long time ago doing an aerial, and ever since then I've been kind of not afraid, but just kind of in the back of my mind, I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm pretty solid in the way I feel these days to start doing a lot of airs again. In my mindset and all that.
With the small wave thing, like, there's such a big difference between the average surfer and the good surfer.
Yeah.
And it's really exaggerated when the waves are small and soft. Like, you go and watch a pro surf, waist-high slop, and they're doing roundhouse cutbacks and on a shortboard.
Yeah.
And the average person is struggling to catch the wave on a fish. Like,
yeah, I know, right?
How does that, like, any advice for people that are struggling with that?
Geez, I don't know. That's a hard one. I don't know. That's a really good question there. Struggling with, I don't know. Just trying to, I guess, read the wave, maybe. I guess your equipment, thicker board. I don't know. But like you said, it's. I think once you get used to trying to find or read the wave, like where when it's smaller, the best spot to be in the wave to generate the most power. You know what I mean? Where the most energy is in the small part of the wave. It's like sometimes you could be going fast, you can kind of stall out, wait for it to catch back up to you, and just instead of just racing in front of it, you kind of have to use the next to the curl. It's hard to explain. I don't know. I wish I could explain it better to people, but I guess just finding where the energy is in the wave.
So, I mean, I think you nailed it, like learning to read the wave.
Yeah. Learning to read where on the wave where you can get your speed and where you need to, like if you see a spot in the wave where it's gonna get flat or something where there's no energy there, depending on what the bottom's doing, but save up that last couple pumps and then make it through that section to get to the next section. I don't know if if you understand what I'm saying, but and you can see that coming down the line. I guess it's the more you surf, the more you figure out reading the waves, and that'll studying the waves, I guess, is what people need to do, and enough surfing and you'll get there. I mean, I've done a lot of surfing.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, that's all I did.
Yeah.
And trying to get to that level of understanding the waves and what they're going to do.
Yeah. In your documentary, it sort of starts out by people saying that you picked it up faster than most.
Yeah. So I didn't start surfing until I was about 11.
Yeah. But is that true, or was there a lot of hours in the water that they didn't see?
Well, I mean, all I did was, besides going to school, all I did was surf and goofed around with my friends. But I mean, I'd surf 3 times a day, every day. Like before school, after school, and then during the summer, I'd surf. I'd be surfing, and then I'd come home and eat some cereal and go back surf. That's all I did, for years. And so, I turned pro when I was 16, so that's only, 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
pretty quick.
Yeah.
It was a lot of hours in the water, though.
Yeah.
But I mean, later on, and as I turned pro and I progressed, I learned a lot putting myself on the tour. That young and seeing all those older guys and experienced a whole bunch of stuff and got thrown into having to charge bigger Hawaii and stuff because I was in the Pipe Masters, I was in the Sunset Beach Contest, Hollywood, all that. No matter what, it didn't matter. You didn't have to. I was going and I was in it, and so I had to figure it out and figure it out quick, and so
Pressure makes diamonds.
yeah, yeah, exactly. A lot of pressure and just the way you deal with it and just kind of fake it till you make it. Just I know what I'm doing. Just charge it, and just kind of reading it and get your lineup spots on the beach and everywhere, different spots, different wherever you are and around the world. You always have your markers. Yeah. And it just I don't think a lot of people know like behind the scenes. What. Because every surfer probably has their behind the scenes in their brain. It's in, oh, here you are. I'm at a pipe. I'm going to line up with this, and everybody's got their little things they know and do, and so for the average surfer, I would say, do that. If you're a local spot, or I'm sure maybe they do. But if you don't, I would suggest it.
Yeah, the details.
Yeah,
right?
just pay attention to all the little details and all those little things. Add up, and what to do in a situation and get yourself through shitty waves and good waves and just figure it out. Just like anything, figure out how to get better. And I could try this, or I could do this, or maybe if your board's not turning, step back on it a little bit more, or move up, or because back, when I was growing up, we didn't get 5 boards a month. You didn't. Oh, this board's not turning. You just had to figure it out. And we were riding, 3-inch thick boards, and I started on a single fin, and I think these kids these days, everything's just boom. They're just handed a board that's it's so finely tuned. They don't they don't know any better. Yeah. So it's so different, but that's just the progression of surfing. That's just the way it is.
It's so interesting to hear you say that. Like, you're still frothing on small waves.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I would have thought, being as good as you are and being in Hawaii, you'd be kind of jaded on small waves. But
no, I like small waves.
Where does that come from? I
don't know. I like big waves. I like small waves. I like any kind of wave, really. It's just that's what keeps it so interesting to me, because I like small waves. Small waves you can do different things on. You can punt airs or do big layback snaps, but then you can bring that into bigger waves too. But bigger waves sometimes don't allow you to do something that you'd want to do on a smaller wave, and so if you do a lot of big wave surfing, maybe you want to. And I think knowing both ends of it, like the bigger, more powerful waves and the smaller waves, kind of you can use those and mix them together, and mix it all up and just use all your knowledge in every situation. So then the more you surf, the more you're gonna, a good surfer should be able to surf in any kind of waves, big, small, blown out, glassy, hard offshore. Like I used to hate when it was hard offshore. It's hard to turn. You get blown out the back, but you got to figure it out. Yeah. When it's really blown out, it's hard to surf. But if you can figure it out, you're that much better than the other. I forgot. Someone told me that a long time ago. A good surfer should be able to surf in any kind of wave. Yeah. And I agree. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, and it sounds like you're excited by any type of condition anyway.
Yeah, you can make fun out of any kind of wave, if you don't take it too serious.
So you're not trying to put expectations when you're driving to the beach. You're not like, oh, I hope it's 4 foot and pumping. It's just it is what it is.
Yeah. And now there's surf lines, so it's like everybody knows. Oh, God, the waves are pumping, and then I even get. Sometimes I look at it and go, oh, it's not that good, but I'm going to go anyways. And then when I get down there, it's way better than it looked on the camera anyways. So I don't – I mainly just look at the tides and stuff, but cameras don't do it justice. Once you get out there, it's a way different story. Yeah.
It's cool to hear that you're still surfing small waves. And
yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love to surf with all the kids too. My daughter will go surfing with me, and I think the kids are fun to surf with because they don't. Well, most kids don't. They don't take it as serious, A lot of these pros, they get too serious in the water. And I tell my son, I have a son named Ford, and I tell him, just if you just relax, when have you ever surfed good when you're just stressed out and to take it too serious? You don't. I don't. It's no fun. If you're not having fun, you're probably most likely you're not surfing good. And when you're not surfing, it's not that much fun. So relax, have some fun. Don't take it too serious, and you'll probably end up doing better. I do, personally.
But you obviously sounds like you take some things seriously. Like you're talking about that that one part of the cutback wasn't quite right, and you were disappointed by that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of taking it seriously in a way.
Oh, I take it serious, but I have fun while doing it.
Doing
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not like philosophically it's a serious pursuit.
Yeah.
It's just surfing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you still want every turn to be.
Yeah, I'm my worst critic. But I'll laugh at it. Like I'll go, oh, I blew that or something. Or that's all right. I'll put it in my head for the next term.
So it's like you're just going to learn from it, but
Yeah.
not hold on to it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Keep learning.
And is that an attitude that you bring into outside of your surfing life? Like
Yeah, always learning. Yeah, I still learn things. So still learning how to be a father and a husband and all these things. I mean, I don't think anybody should stop trying to learn in life. There's way too much out there to know, and you don't want to be closed-minded. And
what has surfing taught you about being a husband and a father?
patience, I guess. You can't always have it your way. It's just you can't really plan anything. You got to just kind of roll with the punches in life, and like when you're being a father and like that kind of stuff. You just kind of have to play everything. It's hard to plan everything. You don't know what somebody else is going to do, so you kind of have to, just as it comes at you, just figure things out and think it out a little bit more. I used to just react without thinking when I was younger, and now I think it out a little bit more.
It's kind of like being mindful. Have you heard of that expression?
Mindful?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Like always just sort of being in the present moment.
Yeah, staying in the now.
Yeah. That kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Is that something that just comes naturally to you, or?
No, sometimes I get ahead of myself. I'm at my best when I'm just just being right here and right now instead of projecting and thinking too far ahead. And I know that it's good to set goals and yada yada that stuff, but you don't live right now, And so, sometimes I'll find myself doing that, and I can't even enjoy the moment I'm in right now because I'll be stressing about, oh my God, what is she doing in there, or what my wife wanted, or it's like I can't control that, and you can't please everybody all the time, so you just kind of do your best in life, So.
And how did you learn that?
I don't know. Over all the years of stressing out, I guess. I guess I don't stress out as hard as a lot of other people, but I try not to. It'll kill you, Stress is not fun.
Yeah, it sounds like you've kind of just figured it out.
Yeah,
on your own. Like a lot of people nowadays are, meditating and trying to develop that.
I tried to do that, and I just don't. I have too much energy to sit there and meditate or do yoga and all that. Too hyper for that,
So how do you channel that when you're sitting out the back?
It's hard.
And waiting for a set? How do you channel that?
The energy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard, I just by thinking, always looking to where the wave's going to come in. It's really hard because I'll miss a lot of waves because I'll just start paddling around. So it's hard to sit still, and it's hard to be patient. So that's one of the things surfing's helped me with is patience.
So if you're sitting out the back, are you lit? Like there's a piece of horizon that's about there.
Yeah.
Are you just looking for any little signal that a set's coming from there instead of there?
Yeah, always.
Yeah?
Depending, especially if I'm in Hawaii or something. But if I'm down here, like at T Street or somewhere like that. Not as much. Or I'll look around, other people surfing, or just take my mind and just kind of relax, or just look at the ocean. Can never get sick of that.
One thing I've always noticed is great surfers, everyone will be sitting there, and I mean, I remember surfing North Narrabeen, and everyone's just sitting there, and Hedgie just starts paddling like an animal, and everyone, and then 5 seconds later, everyone else starts scrambling because they see a set.
Oh, yeah.
But Hedgie saw the set 5 seconds before anyone else, and he's already in position paddling for that wave. And it's just, he must just have just the level of detail that he's looking on that little sliver of horizon and just seeing thing. Yeah. Do you relate to that?
Yeah, definitely. You know, sometimes it depends on what swell direction it is. You can see, like, if you look out, you can kind of see a set coming from this way, south or north. Yeah. Definitely, because, you know, you can see if it's a south swell, you can see it coming from way down the beach, you know. So you go, oh, this set must be here in about 30 seconds. Or if it's out, like a little ripples coming off the outer reef out there, you go, oh, here comes a little bit of a set, you know, depending on the whitewash out the back of, you know, you can kind of know how big the set's going to be, if it's a bigger one or a smaller one, because of the foam coming off the rocks out the back. You know, there's all sorts of little things you can keep an eye on that will give you a heads up. You know, Mother Nature telling you what's coming. Just be in tune with it.
So there is always something to focus on when you're sitting waiting.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There is always somewhere to channel that energy and to look for those details.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always, pay attention.
That's probably why, you know, Curran's famous for just catching waves where...
Yeah, the missed out waves. Yeah.
The waves come to him, kind of thing. I guess he's just sort of more detailed than others, maybe. Yeah,
he's super. And I think who was telling me? He knows, like, when, you know, the day before, if, like, the winds are like, oh, these winds are... It's cold out. It's going to be good tomorrow or something. Like, I've heard weird stories about him, but he's really in tune with his stuff. He's weird like that, but that's insane. Yeah. I mean, that's good for him. Yeah. You need people like that. That guy's crazy. That guy's. There'll never be another one of him either, right?
Yeah.
He's insane.
Yeah.
Growing up watching him, I got to be on tour with him and watch him win world titles, and that was really cool.
There's a lot of Groms listening. Any advice for the Groms?
God, I would say, get your own style and kind of listen to your inner self, you know. Everybody's got that inner self, you know, and if you think you're doing something right, you know, give it a chance, you know. Even if someone else tells you you're doing it wrong, it's not like you're at school. Be patient. You know, you come into your own. You know, and if the surfboard's not working, you know, give it a chance. You know, it could be your best sport ever.
I've had that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I've had that too. It's like, God, this sport sucks, and then you figure it out, and it's like, oh my God, so glad I didn't.
Yeah.
Give it up. You know. I mean,
yeah.
Give it a chance. I mean, it might even help your surfing. You never. That's why it's just never know. Give things a chance. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. You know, and don't force things. Yeah. That's one thing. Just don't. You know, you ever seen someone force something on a wave that shouldn't be there? Like forcing an air. I've done it. You know, and forcing like a maneuver in where it shouldn't be on a wave. Not only does it look bad, it feels bad. You know, do yourself a favor and just don't force things. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you define style?
God, I don't know. It's a good question too. Just how it feels. I mean, how it feels right to you. You know, surfing feels. It's an individual sport, so however you feel right doing it is. I guess that's your way to. That's your style, I guess. I mean. I mean, if I tried to surf like someone else, I would feel weird, I guess.
Yeah.
Just to stay in tune with yourself. And
so it sounds like you're very in tune with the feeling of surfing.
Yeah.
And that's, for you, it's a reliable feedback, yeah? And it's sort of what you're...
Yeah.
It makes sense. It's like...
Yeah. just the feel of it. I mean, I don't. It's something that you can't really explain, but once you figure, once you get that feeling, you'll know, and you can work, and then you can work with that.
Yeah. What's your favorite board at the moment?
Well, I have a couple Timmys right now that he made me, Timmy Patterson, and I didn't ride him for a while, and then now I jump back on him, and I wish I never would have got off him, So that's been helping my surfing lately too. So he's made me a round tail that's a super 5'9" round tail that's insane, but he made me this one channel bottom, like he used to make me 20 years ago. It's a double wing swallow, like 6 channel bottom, super deep with glass in fins. That thing's super sick. I just brought it to him like a couple weeks at a patch, and I haven't got it back yet. I'm kind of bummed out because he took off to the Canaries to shape. So I'm kind of bummed about that because we've had nonstop waves, But so and then I'm riding this squash tail that he made for it's what's his Italo? Yeah. I always have a hard time saying his name, but I got one of his boards he was making for this wave pool. He let me try it out, so been riding that one. That one's sick for when the waves are smaller. I mean, it's just pretty much the same thing I've ridden forever. It's just the same kind of board I rode 15 years ago, so it's just what you do on them.
Cool.
Yeah.
You working on any edits or anything?
Not right now. Right now I'm starting this Archie's Garage thing. I had a surf shop back in early 90s, and I'm not making a shop right now, like a brick and mortar shop. I'm just launching like t-shirts and hats and stuff right now. It's what I was doing earlier today. Me and my wife are doing it, and so that's what I'm working on right now. I just got a bunch of screens made, and I'm actually doing them in my garage. My friend John I'd never done it before. Done it myself, so I was trying to do it the other night, and I was having a shocker, and there's just ink everywhere. My wife was laughing at me. I'm like, come on. And so my buddy was coming over to tell me how to do it, this guy John, and he was teaching me how to do it this afternoon right before I went and got my daughter, but he was laughing at me. I said, there's crap everywhere. This stuff's not bolted down, but I think I got it now. So yeah.
So you just jump in there and just try it.
Yeah.
You're not scared of making mistakes.
No, just getting your hands dirty, and just getting there and figuring it out. I mean, you can't figure something out if you don't try it. Yeah. You got to sometimes I'll stop myself and go, well, I'll think about something too hard, and I'll go, I'm just going to jump, just try it. That's it. The other night when I was trying to do it, what am I going to do here? Just start doing it, and you'll figure it out. And now we got it kind of figured out. So we're launching it now, It's Archie's Garage, and I'm super excited about it. We got a lot of great ideas, and I'm just super stoked that I'll be able to share these and get them out there with friends and family and fans and anybody that wants to be a part of it.
Sweet. And that's archiesgarage.com.
Yeah, it's going to be on it's archiesgarage.com, mattarchbold.com, and then of course through my Instagram.
Yeah.
So it's my name, Matt Archbold, and then Archie's Garage.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I'll send listeners your way. And
yeah, for sure.
Through the show notes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Matt,
stoked.
Thank you for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please give us some feedback on Instagram, and make sure you check out archiesgarage.com. Until next time, keep surfing.